So today on Talk On to Walk On Patrick, we've got Eithne Browne. And Eithne is a bit of a heroine of mine because she is the most phenomenal performer. She's a singer and an actress who has the most incredible story to tell from her early days being brought up in Liverpool with fabulous Irish roots. And how she went from a shop girl to the starring in the London's West End of Blood Brothers alongside Barbara Dixon back in the 80s. Blood Brothers had a huge impact on me, as you know. I know all the words, and we've been to see it together, haven't we, in our many trips to the theatre. And also she then went on to be in Brookside, if people remember Brookside, that Liverpool soap opera, which was incredibly famous in the 80s and early 90s. I can't remember when it finished, but yeah, so she played a fabulous character called Chrissy Rogers. Eithne also, more locally, is the star of theatre in Liverpool. Everybody knows who she is. If you haven't seen Eithne in one of our Liverpool, especially Royal Court performances, where have you been? I can't wait for her to share her story. She's currently in A Thong for Europe. How about that for a great title? Given that we have Liverpool have just hosted the Eurovision Song Contest, what a week we've had. So I'm really excited to talk to her, but especially excited to talk about her mindset. I won't say how old she is right now. I'll get her permission to do that when we chat. But let's just say she is a great example of age is just a number. So I'm really excited to talk to her. And I know you've done a little bit of research on her as well, haven't you?
Absolutely, yeah. Your point about mindset, definitely want to understand what keeps her going, that sort of resilience and the perseverance for anybody in that sort of the theatre world throughout her whole life. And even now, she still has that passion and energy. And I'd love to know where she gets that from. And then on a sort of more personal basis, there are a couple of common themes in terms of her dad was in the Merchant Navy, as my dad was too. And being in the theatre, my mum was in the theatre, albeit in amateur dramatics. She wasn't a professional like Eithne was. So it'd be great to be able to talk through some of those stories with her too.
Yeah, so again, as we always say, I'm going to do the interview with Eithne. Patrick's going to play the role of our listener, and he will come back in to join us at around 3/4 of the way through. But I have to say, you might have to wave because me and Eithne, we can talk. So please do remind me, Patrick, if we're yattering away and we're getting a bit carried away on our timing. So with no further ado, let's bring Eithne in and let's talk on to walk on with Eithne Browne and see where it leads.